Hey guys, how you guys doing? Thanks for clicking on the thumbnail to watch this video that I made for you today. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, please, to like this video, as well as if you haven't yet, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that way you get notified of all the videos that I make when they come out. So, I have been working a lot lately. That's why my amount of videos have gone from at least 3 a week to 1 a week. Today's one that I've been looking forward to because I've got, so far that I know of outside of the test group, the only copy of this distribution that I'm looking at, which is the first distribution, and actually I think any desktop, to be honest with you, of any kind, whether it be Windows, Mac, and Linux, to actually have an actual assistant in it, and it executes commands, and it's also AI driven. Now, what I will give you is a download. It is MakuluLinux Max Pro D. It is not available to the public yet. You can get the Shift and all the other iterations of MakuluLinux over there. Now, Electra is operated using Vox voice services, which is the same ones that you will get with Siri and like your Google Assistant. They're pretty much on the same one. They're the most accurate, most intuitive to the actual voices of most human beings, and that's what most all of the reputable voice assistant people use. So that's what drives most of this, and their box and their server is created and kept there on premises for MakuluLinux. He maintains their own AI server that does that, and it can handle quite a few connections within a few seconds. It handles many connections at a time, and all that it does, if it's being hammered, like say 1 million people start using MakuluLinux at one time, at the same time, instead of being instantly responsive within like 6 to 7 seconds, it may take 7 or 8 or 9, maybe 10 seconds. So you won't notice that much of a difference, but it takes about 6 to 7 seconds to use. MakuluLinux is a wonderful distribution. It's very forward thinking. That being said, let's go ahead and take a look at it. And this is exactly what you're met with right here. Although I did bruise it and I changed the wallpaper because I like this wallpaper. It's pretty cool. The original one is a horse one that came with it, and it was beautiful too. I just love this distribution. It's in my top 5 distributions. So this is the desktop as it is. It's GNOME based, and your top panel has your actual launcher here where you can do the Arc menu launcher because he's got extensions installed on it. Just for those of you that don't know, MakuluLinux is actually built off of Debian, and it has he's using the GNOME desktop in this one, which has, of course, the Arc menu installed by extensions. Then you've got your time and date, and then you've got a couple of other things up here, which this here is your actual widgets manager right here. And then this is actually the Electra chat. You can actually use Electra right here by typing stuff into it and giving it a few seconds to plus or minus about 7 seconds in order for it to actually give you a response. Like, let's type in what is read. As you can see, it's got the seconds timer counting on down right here. And here it gives you your answer of what is read. A full dissertation of what it is. So there's that. there's also the actual terminal that you could use. I will show you a little bit later on down the road in a different segment of the video where how you use it and what it does and what it's capable of. Very similar. And so then here you have your actual system voice commands, your browser commands, your application commands, your dictation commands, and your AI chatbot commands. Your regular old Electra. So like I muted my mic because I don't want it to be listening. So I'll turn on the mic and then I'll say something like, Electra, wake up.
Electra is now active. Voice commands enabled. Listening for commands.
Tell me a funny joke.
Processing. 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 Sure, here is a short and funny joke. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. I hope you find this joke funny.
There you go. It tells you a very funny joke. So that is a quick way to use that really quickly. Like I said, you have to use either Hey, ELECTRA, or ELCTRA, wake up. I spelled it out because I didn't want to wake it up right now, but to wake it up and use it. Kind of like you do with Alexa and all those other ones. So that's up there. You can. I'm going to go ahead and mute the microphone so that it doesn't pick me up there. Also, that's a great segue into the actual, your compact session manager right here, where you can get the settings. You can power on and off your machine right here. Tells you what kind of connection you're actually using. You can switch that. You can turn Bluetooth on and off. Yada yada yada. So then you have your dock at the bottom, which is your standard dock that has the different things pinned onto it, like this. The icon set he has is pretty cool. Like, this shows you your places. So this is actually your file manager, which is Nemo, and he's just got the icon theme implemented into it, and the dock theme, themed very well. This is your all your applications, right? You have core control installed, so that allows you to maximize the use of your CPU cores, minimize, do performance settings and that kind of stuff. Here's the extensions manager, it's right here. Also, you got your firewall stuff that's in here. You got your grub customizer in here. Then you've got your main menus settings, your light GTM's greeter settings, boot repair, your desktop layout, which is one thing that MakuluLinux is good about. I'll take a look about the desktop session manager here in a little bit, which you can find the icon on the desktop as well. And here you can customize everything about your look and feel. It's very nice. One-stop shop for that. That's a look at that. The AI servers, the terminal, he's got GSamba installed, your firmware, your driver manager for like anything you need to do, the actual Gnome Tweaks is in. He's got Timeshift, and he's already got Steam installed for people that like to game. He's got GPT, the Auto GPT chatbot installed, X screensavers installed. He's got the weather installed from Gnome, and Makulu Voice. Now, Makulu Voice is something we're going to take a look at in a little bit. More in depth in the segment in the video, and that's basically how you can test and enable right here. This is key to remember: the enable disable voice. This turns off and turns on the Electra wake up function and Electra voice to work. So if it creeps you out and you don't want to have it running, you can simply click this to disable it, and it will disable it, but it will only disable it after reboot. So if I click on it, disable now, it's still going to function. I have to reboot back into it, shut down the machine, reboot back into it, and then it'll turn it off and it won't work again. It comes disabled. I had to enable it in order for it to work. So I clicked on enable, rebooted, and it was enabled. So bear in mind, you can do that. Or if you have it enabled and you just don't want it listening right now, all you got to do is mute the microphone. So anyhow, so that is how you can enable and disable Electra. And I needed to get that in the video because that's important. And I wanted people to know that right off the bat. Then, of course, you've got, let's see what else. You got your printer settings, your text image generator, which is kind of cool. It takes a minute, but it can generate a bunch of text for different images that you can click on, save, or whatever. And this is what you're met with, a blank window. So then what you do in this text box, you type in what it is that you're looking for. So let's look at neon. Wallpapers. And let's do, say, 4K. And then we'll select here either art, drawing, or photo. So let's go with, for the sake of it, let's go with art. And then we hit generate. This is going to take about, I'd say maybe 6 minutes. So I'm going to pause the video, and when it's done, I will resume. And it just finished, and these are the wallpapers that it actually generated. Now, say you don't like those, and you could always click the regenerate button, and it'll regenerate a whole new fresh crop of them. I'm not going to do it now because it takes a minute, but I want to show you the difference between that and a photo. So now let's say we want to do lion. No, let's do this. Let's do lion and hyena. And let's try something descriptive like eating. And we'll hit generate. I'll pause this and then we'll start it again. And this is what it came up with. Kind of cool. I like the little hybrid lion with the hyena spots on it. But that is under art. Let's take a look and see what it does under photo. And we'll just generate the same thing. I once again will pause it, and when it's done, I'll restart it again. And once again, it finished rendering, and it rendered this, which is a culmination of a mix of lions with hyenas. But also, what I think is interesting is it took the literal lion and hyena eating, as in lion and hyena mixed eating. So it takes, I guess, every aspect of what you describe or what your descriptives are and manifests them into some form of photo or picture or whatever, or drawing or whatever. So that's kind of cool. That's a cool little tool that he's got in here. And then you got virtual cam. What's nice about the virtual cam is it's a camera, and you can set it up to do what it is. But when you have your actual webcam connected to your computer, it actually has automatic blur function in it. Then on the dock, of course, you got Makul. You've got all these things. It uses the actual software center right here that you can use to download whatever you want. Of course, everybody knows you can go to your update preferences to do automatic updates or not, that kind of stuff. And of course, you can actually adjust your software repositories. It's a root privilege, so you have to enter password. And here's where you can pick your mirrors and such keys and do maintenance things as well. So there is that, and also you can check for updates here. But what's even cooler is you can actually have Electra perform system updates. It's kind of cool. Of course, you've got your update manager right here, or your package updaters, which it tells you all of them are up to date, so you don't have to worry about it. And then, of course, you got your settings pane right here. So there's that. So anyhow, that is a look at the Electra overall desktop review. I know I did that kind of quick. Well, guys, that concludes our really quick overview of Linux. There's so much done in this distribution at one time by the developer that I have to break it up into 2 to 3 segments, because there's so much in the AI department that he did that is so new that it's just got to be. Otherwise, it's going to be a 2-hour video and nobody's going to watch it anyhow. So until the next one, I continue to ask you guys to do what y'all do. Stay blessed, keep on Linuxing, and above all, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget to join my Discord server. Bye.